So the one thing that I've learned in my life, it doesn't matter what you're going through, you're not alone. There is somebody else, and you'd be surprised in how many people have very similar experiences to you. And it'll be people that were probably really close to you that have similar experiences. The more that I am open, the more that I talk about things, and I don't talk about everything on all of, on the podcast and the YouTube and all of that kind of stuff. And there's lots of stuff I don't talk about. But the more that I'm open about it, the more I realize that, man, you are not alone at all. Um, we are very similar in a lot of different ways. And I just want to point that out. I want you to know that no matter what you're going through, whatever stage that you're at in life, whether you're starting on your journey and you're a young buck, right? Or you are ending on your journey and you're contemplating, your legacy in this world. Um, I just want to say you're really not alone in any sort of way. There is a ton of people that are going through very similar experiences. Don't let that hold you back. Um, the more that I'm more open about things, um, the more that I sort of see life, the more I realize that we go through a lot of similar crap, and it feels very good to get that crap off your shoulders and just let the poison out, whatever it is that you're going through. And I know one of the harder parts is letting the poison out when it's about somebody that's close to you, or that you have, you don't want to hurt another person. But know that you go through a lot, and you really change if you do this. So try to find somebody that can help you out, whether it is a therapist, whether it is a friend, um, whatever. That's why a therapist is really good, is that they're kind of locked into not disclosing too much, and you can talk about anything, right? And I would highly recommend just get that crap off your shoulders, and start living life, and come back to reality. The more that you let this stuff out, the better off you're going to feel. Always does. So that's been one of the cooler things that has happened because of the whole reciprocity project, is me being open and saying it's still not that much, right? Like, I still don't disclose a lot of stuff, but the more that I'm open about these things and had conversations, um, publicly, people open up to me all the time. And um, it's surprising that they do open up to me, and it doesn't matter who it is. People do. They really do. They're looking for somebody to not feel um, alone, and I think a lot of the power that people have over you, that so the things that kind of screw you up, it's always because of somebody else, right? Like, they're putting crap in your ears is basically it, right? And that crap in your ears, we're not naturally. I mean, maybe we have a distribution, like a distribution of, some of us are, naturally inclined to feel a certain way, negative, or great about yourself. But and then some people are really positive about themselves, but I don't think that that is as prevalent as what we'd expect. And I think a lot of it has to do with their social surroundings, right? Somebody else putting crap in your ears. and and making you feel bad, and all of that kind of stuff, like how you're socialized in this world, whether it's parents or teachers or friends or peer groups or work colleagues and bosses and all of those kind of things. It doesn't matter what it is. All of those things, if somebody gives you a bug in your ear that you're not good, or that you are somehow flawed in some sort of way, the onus is on them every time, that they are absolute jerks, and they're dealing with things, right? Like, not in the sense that I'm not saying like they're jerks in the sense of like um, they're mean people or whatever, right? Like, they have issues, and they're dealing with those issues by making other people feel bad. Um, and I've done that. Um, you know, I, I trust me, I've done that. I try not to do that kind of stuff as much anymore, since I've been a lot more aware about it, at least a lot more public about it. Um, but I still do it, right? I still have those sort of things, and you have to. I think the difference between who I am and somebody else, um, is I recognize that I could be a jerk, and other people don't recognize it, and they're just jerks, and they don't want to acknowledge it because they're too afraid to actually do that. So I want you to think about this, is that you're not alone, in any sort of way in how you're feeling. Uh, you gotta let that shit out, let the crap out, um, and the more that you let that stuff out, the more that it has less control over you and those people that are in your ear, and that make you feel bad, or and it could be somebody that's even dead, right? Like from many years ago. It it's the bug is if the bug is in your ear, and it's messing around with you, and it's screwing around with things in your mind. It's hard to get that stuff out. So the only way that you can get it out is by talking about it, and letting it out. And whether it's with a therapist, whether it is talking to friends and family or whatever, I can't let out a lot of things. It's hard enough, talking to a therapist about things. So, but you need to let that stuff out, and be open about this. I think in some ways, in a weird way, this is very much therapeutic for me, of being open about it and talking about these things. Um, yeah, I just want you to recognize you're not alone. Talk, be open, realize people that are very close to you in all walks of life feel the same way, and they've had similar experiences. So, especially, if you feel not great about yourself, um, know that that's not your reflection. That's not you. That's a reflection on somebody else. And that somebody else has put that in your ear. And you got to take a step back and say, screw you to the rest of the world. The more that you do that, and you realize that you are a damn good person, it's that other person, those other people, whoever it is, maybe it's a group of people, maybe it's a whole organization, put you some crappy ass things in your ears. You don't need to pay attention to that. Good people do not go around making other people feel bad. That's just not what human beings are meant to do. You should never feel afraid. You should never feel bad about yourself. You should never ever have any of these negative emotions unless you're in grave danger. That's why we have those negative emotions. It's for grave danger. And If you experience those all the time, that means somebody's put a bug in your ear, and you need to just talk it through. You need to get it out. You need to know that you're a decent person. So go out there and make some changes. It doesn't take a heck of a lot. And man, it makes a big difference in your life when you do. All right. Take care and have a wonderful day.